You get some vials there, and that might help you build stronger and stronger decks. But right now, we are on the verge of seeing Trickster versus HSK Pancake. And you know, I all of a sudden realize, what does HSK stand for?
It is, I believe, a Korean team.
I guess you're looking for a fight.
I don't know what it specifically stands for, though.
High school kids.
High school kids, there we go.
Oh my god. I would really appreciate it if somebody in chat or on the Discord let us know where HSK hails from. That would be very good information. And once again, like the illusionist itself, it seems like Runecraft is just popping up again and again and again.
Yep.
Right.
Definitely not being
this
banned.
Seems like the matchup of the day. Just Shadow versus Dirt Rune.
Yep.
And I really feel like, again, like my statement is true. I think that Rune has the advantage. It really just depends on how aggressive they choose to play. Like, the only one, if I remember correctly, that we saw lost was because of the ordering of the spells and not because the deck lacked the firepower.
That is true. That is very true.
Pancake is also against one of the players, Trickster, that I was actually referring to there, as far as like the slower plays. I think Trickster should probably get a bit more aggressive if he's able to with his hand.
Yes.
Got the Black Swan.
Swan? Yeah, Swan is a card.
Swan is actually pretty decent against like these multiple illusionist like crazy boards. It will help pop a ton of sigils at the same. I actually haven't seen that interaction yet. A bunch of magic illusionists, bunch of sigils, and just see them all pop at the same time. That'd be fun.
Somewhat therapeutic.
Yeah. No more magic tricks. Go to your home.
Stop now. The magic illusionist is that one high school kid that was like, hey, HSK was the one high school kid that was like, check out my magic trick. And like, especially when he doesn't have the earth rune there, it's just this really lame trick that you're like, dude, I literally saw you grab the card out of the deck.
He's trying his best, man. Come on.
He's trying his best.
Cheater.
You know what? That's right. We shouldn't step on people's
He does
dreams.
get to slap down 2 of these this turn, though, with double Earthright set up already, so...
And that makes the board sticky as glue? Question mark?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Come gather round.
Alright.
Choose to go
Going
face instead
aggressive.
of clearing there.
Pancake knows how to be aggressive. We definitely have seen
Pancake
this.
knows
And
how
he
to hit
closes
face.
other games out fairly quickly.
Clearly.
The most aggressive Pancake probably flings oil at you. The most terrifying.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I
that
just
was
got
really-
word. HSK stands for Hallowed Sky.
Hallowed Sky. There we go.
That sounds like an expansion.
Right.
It's
New
sad.
Grimnir, no! Go away!
Yeah.
Psych, we nerfed Grimnir. We released Grimnir, the young version.
Oh
Yeah.
god, don't
yeah,
even.
older Grimnir.
Time-worn Grimnir. When you evolve, it's just like the old Grimnir enhance effect, except all you have to do is evolve him.
Right.
This Trickster's evolving to get rid of an Earth Sigil, essentially, here. Which is not terrible, since if an Illusionist does kill that on the backswing, then Earth Sigils are all gone, so...
Yeah, and the Tapu is much weaker for it.
And I think
Tabu
it was
and Master
actually
Mage Levi are much weaker
corrected
for
trait.
it. And Master Mage Levi is like the big... As a Shadow player, you really don't want that touching you.
Come gather round.
Yeah. The board
There's more of
state
that really
as is, though,
defensive
I
play
think
too.
that
It chose
Trickster
to not
trading
even
the way
not
he
even
is is
care.
really good.
Just went and killed it. Just making sure there's no Earthrights, but not getting any face damage in.
This is an interesting scenario where it's like, I actually think that you should continue along your train of thought of being aggressive, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just do
If you're Pancake right now, you just smush.
Just do
That's the
it.
only thought.
You just smush.
I mean,
Yeah,
you've got
Pancake-
Levi plus
Pancake
piercing
sees red
in this
here for
turn.
sure.
I probably would have evoed the Levi because you get more damage that way.
Yep. You got the Crimson
Yeah.
Sorcery to use. Which
That was
I
a
think
really
is
interesting evolve that plays around the Swan, actually. But it can be played this turn, so...
Yeah, this
Not
feels like a
quite sure.
pretty clunky turn here.
Yep.
I'm thinking maybe a Tentative Knight into Demon Eater Evo, something like that.
If he
Could
wants
also
to
go with the
continue this
Skull Beast
defensive
and a Necro
strategy, he
Assassin.
does have Skull Beast, Necro Assassin evolve the Necro Assassin, but... Which I think is the play he's going to go for, watching all of these games.
Alright, we'll...
Yep. Yep.
Envy Bear.
Yep.
One of two.
I mean...
50% today.
Okay, it's going to leave him with a 5-3, so...
That
It does get
yeah.
shot down by a fireball.
It's like, do I clear board or I draw some cards? And I think the answer, like Envy guessed, is correct that you must clear board because you're at 8 already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly, yep.
Yep.
You've developed nothing, really, so... This one of
Very interested
Swan
to see if this
could...
one damage is going to matter from that Evo.
Yeah.
It's potentially more because that Levi didn't even get cast last turn, so there wasn't even an extra unit in play to
Right.
possibly
Right.
push damage this turn.
Right.
Exactly.
That's a very good point.
So Pancake even showing that he can play defensive too, even when he's playing offensively.
Yeah, that's interesting. It certainly wasn't the most aggressive option, right?
Right.
It won't be long now.
And he's got a Crimson Sorcery.
It's just like back in the old days.
I imagine... Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine Crimson Sorcery just goes face, actually. The Swan is actually playable right now.
Yep.
Probably the only time.
This is the turn.
This is the turn. If you want to play Swan, you gotta play it.
Contemptible
Yep.
white fowl. The black fowl is wicked.
It's at least Trickster with a 6-1 on board. That'll keep pinging Pancake every turn.
Don't let the light blind you.
I'm all tucked
There it is.
So
And Mutagenic
that
is
might
not...
even be scary enough for the bolt, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Feels pretty
It
bad.
looks like
to
it will
play
be, yeah. Drawing Dwarf Alchemist doesn't do anything there.
Trying to think if
Which
there's any
could
scenario
flip this
where you let
actually
this
pretty hard,
Odile live
actually.
for a single turn, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think you can afford to.
It does 8 damage phase. But if he
Yeah.
bolts this, and Eekter comes down after, this could actually flip for Trickster in a single turn if he plays Eekter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we know how well top decks have been going for Rune. Judging by the last game.
Probably be a Magic Illusionist or
Goes for the
Dwarf Elf
defensive
right off
play
the top.
again. Eats the rat away.
Interesting. You're only
Now you can't
at-
play the Eekter to flood the board.
So I would 100% Fina Evo, play Goblin Mage, just like flood for Ektar next turn.
Yeah, for sure. You have to. It's the most bodies you can put on board, and it's got the most pressure. Yep, that's what he goes for. Nice.
Perfect.
So what is the likelihood of drawing 4 damage here?
Impossible.
Not high. Yeah, I don't think there is a way. Now, there is a way if he would have done that extra damage with the Levi earlier, and then top deck a Demonic Strike. But that's not the case. So now he's in a really tough spot. I think he's just got to play for defense and then
His
try
best
to die.
top deck is Red Heart Ritual onto the Goblin Mage into a Lucky Taboos hitting the 5/6. That's his best play in the deck.
Yep.
Or another Mutagenic.
Or another Bolt. Another Bolt's pretty good.
Yeah, Bolt would be great. Or Wizardess. which we
Osmo
really
Bolt,
haven't
probably.
seen. Like, where are all the Wizardess at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for that one game that I think Pancake or no, it wasn't Pancake. It was Van Hackrox had where he just went crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one game that we disconnected from. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so crazy, that's why.
Yeah.
It was so
Wizards
crazy.
of Oz breaking the studio.
Help!
Please help.
So Piercing Rune onto the 2/2 does put Trickster at 2, and Eekter only clears board. Only clears board. While pushing, he does pull 10, but this could be Pancake's game. He just needs damage. Earthrune's got damage.
And
Just have to
this I
find
feel
it.
like is why it's so hard for Shadow to win this matchup, because it has to always play catch up versus a deck, and it has no life gain. Like, there's just no way for it to actually come back.
Well, I mean, just really, any deck that goes second has to play catch up the whole game for the most part.
Fair.
But yeah,
Fair.
I feel you. Well,
There's no like stabilizing point with a card like Sybil or something like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
No, not now.
This is just up to Pancake's draw. I don't know.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
He's got a lot of outs. At least 10 cards win the game.
I don't think that does anything.
Rush, I think. That gives rush, yeah.
Yeah.
It would currently
rush.
bring
the highest
back,
thing that we've seen die so far is a 2-drop?
Yeah, there's no way to clear out both 5 damage cards.
I don't even think there's a way to clear one out.
I mean, Taboo could
You get
hit
lucky
it.
with Taboos, yeah.
Get lucky.
Yeah.
Doesn't the illusionist give Storm? She doesn't give Storm, does she?
Not Storm, no.
She gives rush.
The black fowl is wicked.
Oh.
Oh!
Swan. We forgot about the Swan.
Swan!
Oh wait!
It'll heal, right?
Is the Swan the thing on non-evolve?
No, it doesn't actually do anything.
I think on Evolve, so this would be the White Swan. I think on Evolve it would heal
that's
for
the
2.
White Swan.
Right. So
Because
still
he was
wouldn't have put
given
him
the
into
White
a
Swan.
winning
That
position.
was in his graveyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
The
actually
Swan.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. The Swan is an interesting card, actually. I don't feel like we get to see it all that often, but it's the... When you play the Black Swan, you give the White Swan, and then vice versa. When you play the White one, you give the Black one. And then it automatically evolves for the player that played it, and then that activates its end of turn effect, which is either healing or damage, based on which it is. But that seemed like a real tough game. So Runecraft actually does take a loss, and would you attribute that loss to the kind of more meek play in the mid game, Exodium?
I think it's just like we saw before. I think Rune just didn't take advantage of the turns that it had, and then fell one play short when it had the play. It had access to the appropriate plays, it just didn't make the appropriate plays.
I wonder if there's that ability for Pancake to kind of collect himself and kind of think about it a little more, and maybe take another crack at Runecraft again. Or maybe he wants to take a break and swap up his decks and try something else for now and get more comfortable with kind of playing a different playstyle, maybe playing at the pace that he's thinking on right now. It's certainly a tough spot now because you're in losers. You are only 1 point away, right?
Pressure's on. Yep.
And this is real close, right? You really want to squeeze yourself into the top 3, and this is it, right? This is the decider. So far, Runecraft has seen quite a lot of success, but a little bit of failure too. Wizardess of Oz is a card. Let's kind of talk about it. What does that card do for those who are unfamiliar? Envy, if you could walk us through Wizardess of Oz and kind of what its function is in decks so far.
Sure. So she's a 5-mana 4/5 legendary Runecraft card. She evolves into a 6/7. And when you play her, she will draw 5 cards, draw you up to 5 cards into your hand. And then she'll make any spells in your hand. They could be previous or drawn by her. She'll make them all cost 1 if they don't have spell boost. So she'll put things like Demonic Strike, Dance of Death, Mutagenic Bolt, burn spells, basically, at 1. Which, if you play her at 8 mana, for instance, you draw 3 burn spells, you play them all for 1. And she's pretty strong. Her only drawback is her last words. If she manages to die, on the beginning of your next turn, she will banish all spells from your hand. So, yeah. Kind of have to use the cards she draws. Unless they're minions.
Very strong refill effect. I mean, it helps you finish out the game like we saw. I mean, it has so many sweet effects. It's a great card.
In terms of putting it in the context of a Dirt Rune deck, what are the synergies? Is it really just that aggressive mindset of kind of, okay, this is where I want to kind of close out the game. I need to get these low-cost spells and get that little bit of damage to finish it off. Is that the entirety of the synergy that it provides?
Yeah, pretty much it's all about pushing, right? Like, you empty your hand as fast as possible, you burn your opponent out, you play Wizardess of Oz, and hopefully it finishes the game, or it draws another Wizardess of Oz and just continues the chain. It's kind of like Daria, but a different way of doing it.
My friends.
Very similar to Daria.
It's Bloodcraft, and there's Emeralda.
Oh my goodness, Bloodcraft got through a game.
Yep. I think playing the Illusionist there was a read on Trickster, because he knew Trickster would go face instead of trading
Yes.
as Blood. When he could have red-hotted the 2-2 away, but...
It's an interesting choice not to clear off the damage, but we'll see how that works out.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it works out for him.
That's right. That's right.
Oh gosh, Goblin Leader.
That's a card that won't exist anymore.
Well,
it'll
4-mana
exist,
2/3.
but you probably won't see it anymore.
Yeah, probably won't see it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally
Unless you play
speaking, when you
Pancake. It's
take
gonna
a
be
card
pretty good
that
Pancake.
is busted on curve and you change its curve, as we saw with Shadow Reaper, whoops.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it's bad now.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Found you. He's feeling hungry.
I think Pancake is mostly just relieved that wasn't an Alice.
Yes.
He
100%
can
relieved
just
that
evolve
Alice did not
Illusionist
get
and
that.
double Piercing Rune to make an Alice next turn pretty weak. So,
Yeah. Also has the option of playing the Dwarf Alch with the Piercing Rune in case he really wants to set up for a Levi or Professor.
true.
You're done for.
Trades effectively.
Also,
right to
Dwarf
that
Falcon is
Grimnir.
just being able to kill something. You're just like,
Yep, feels good.
yep, it's not often.
Can't imagine
Illusionist
Pancake
realistically
will not
could just
value
go
here.
face, but I think you want to get rid of the Goblin. You
I
still
think
respect
so.
the Alice.
When I play against Blood, ooh, no respect for Blood.
Just whatever. Tove was an amazing draw there, actually, because he can combine it with the Angel of the Word. It's not going to do too much as far as the board control goes, though, since it only gains Rush and not Storm. And that Illusionist will just come right back, but...
Still being left with 4 cards on the table is a pretty threatening situation. Seems like Pancake has a lot of cards in hand, so it's likely that he'll find a way to clear most of this up, but sitting at 11 health is not the best.
It's not.
It's not. However, Trickster's hand is basically Razor Claw. Emeralda doesn't do too much if she can't gain Storm, so...
Will OTK something, but how relevant that is will depend on what board is left over for Pancake. And Pancake really has some good options here. I mean, there's a Piercing Rune, there's a Glow for the Tove, or the Evolved Goblin. There's an Evolved Grimnir, which will set up a ward.
I'm pretty sure the Glow will probably go onto that Goblin. It's just too much value to pass up.
Right.
And you don't really care if he replays a Goblin, right? So...
I think definitely not the Tove, because there is a chance that it can just gain Rush again, and you're healing it back up to 3.
Yep.
Not drawing before doing that, assuming Glow happens this turn, is interesting.
Can't imagine
Can't
Glow
think of a
not
reason not to
happening.
play it. Yeah.
Might go with the Grimnir Evo into the Goblin.
Come gather round.
I think that's a little bit weaker, though. Yeah, there we
There he
go.
goes. Draws into Levi. Which he could have actually casted and then used the Fireball had he not Piercing Rune to touch.
It's true.
But, and then Trickster top decks a Goblin. It's so weak.
He's feeling
He's got a bunch of them.
Yeah, Levi's gonna be like, "What up, doe?"
And he actually goes for a more defensive evolve, removing the Earthright and the option to taboos / Master Mage Levi this turn. But it's also going to significantly weaken his face damage he can get. While holding
Might
7
actually
in
not
hand.
even play Levi here. There's not even a great incentive to. You can just play Witch's Cauldron, draw another card with the Illusionist, and see what's up from there. Play a Levi and evolve, do whatever.
Yeah, play regular Levi. This is, like, Trickster not using that for face damage was,
Unbelievable.
Scary.
yeah. It may come back to bite him. A third Piercing Rune. That is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, that was great.
I think
This
he
is,
really
like,
wants to
almost as
avoid
terrific,
using it,
but-
though, right?
Why?
Because
I
then the
imagine he
Emeralda
would.
comes online.
That's true.
Oh,
I
right,
they
he
do
would-
get to
he
see
would
each
put
other's
him in
deck list, so
conditions.
Emeralda is a known quantity.
Yeah.
And the burn to the face that turn is kind of telling, as a matter of fact. So maybe he doesn't want to use the
Yeah.
Piercing Rune.
It
He
does
did evolve
key up.
defensively, though.
to make
So.
his old dirt.
It won't be long now.
We'll see. I mean, this is a really ambiguous turn, I feel like, and I think Trickster's draw actually really matters here.
That it does.
It would, yeah. His follow-up to this. Because it's possible if Pancake just puts him in Vengeance and doesn't care. Because he has the Fireball also. He can do 5... Yeah, he can do a lot here.
Yeah.
Let's see. So let's
2,
count it out.
3,
So that puts
5,
him to,
There's
7.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
puts him to 8, puts him to 5. There's no clear-cut way to win, actually, so putting him in Vengeance here might bite him in the butt.
We'll see. If he plays Emeralda, I still think he's dead.
Oh,
He
actually,
definitely
you're right,
plays
because of
Emeralda.
the Witch's Cauldron. Yep.
Yeah, he definitely plays Emeralda.
He... Okay.
He goes face.
He has to go face. The trade doesn't do anything.
So there's 5
Right.
damage on the table right now. What's the draw?
And that's it.
Oh!
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Levi plus Evolved Magic
Yep.
Illusionist, that'll do it.
Yep.
Wow.
Very good.
So
very good reading
It
that
looked like
damage.
Trickster actually, because of the defensive evolve getting rid of the Earthright before, I think he played around Master Mage Levi wiping all of his goblins, but then just kind of decided to go in. And just like, okay, well, I'm gonna try and kill you. You've got it, you've got it.
It's the tentative plays. Like, I feel like both Trickster and Pancake both have this, like, switch on that's like, oh crap, I need to play more defensive. Oh crap, I need to be offensive, instead of just, like,
Yeah.
executing their game plan, right?
Yeah, and that's certainly interesting, that back and forth between the two of these guys. I feel like, for some reason, I feel like they're really evenly matched, even though I don't...
Yeah,
Literally
because
going
of
to use
that,
the
because
same
they're both
words. I
doing
feel
that,
like
yeah.
they're right on par with each other, and these are good games.
Yep.
Yeah. So, we've seen... Now, Trickster... has to run the Bloodcraft deck again. And Pancake, I think Shadow was the other deck that he was running. I'll have to think about it. So Bloodcraft has to run up against Shadow. And very classically, certain Shadowcraft decks, I think, have been somewhat constructed to handle blood. Oh no, it's going to be Haven.
okay,
And
Haven.
this is not
Okay.
much better. Alright.
Is fighting and
They both play out
Well, it's
pretty
first.
much the same. If Blood's on the play, it has a great advantage.
Blood's on the play with Alice! He gets rid of
No,
Alice.
mulling the Alice.
Oh no!
What just happened?
What?
Why?
Trickster had the plays.
He did, and now he's got
And
not
he
the
gets
plays.
completely punished by drawing the 2 highest cost cards in his entire deck. Like,
Yep. This is what happens when you
so-
anger Alice, okay? You send her back, she sends something you don't want home. Big monsters.
Alice turns into a monster.
Yeah. You don't love me? Nightmares!
Oh, she's
Oh, okay.
He just got lucky.
Okay.
He drew into the curve anyway. Right.
Alright.
He's got the angel. He's got the Alice. He knew that would happen the whole time. Clearly.
Yes, okay.
Alright,
Better
so
than
this
we
is-
are, of course.
This is another situation, right? Go face. Or
You have to. 100%.
my assumption...
As the blood player,
Oh.
you go, oh no.
crystals of snow shimmering.
He's going to force the Snow White to be on 2 and trade,
Mhm.
God's blood.
but
Right, probably
Basically
go for
doing
on the
game
it.
blade,
for-
Alice's hand. This is just gonna weaken the Snow White. Or the Alice,
Yep.
sorry.
So I feel like you still trade into the Farrier here because the 2 defense doesn't really matter, and then you play the Grimnir, which Alice will still
Well, it will,
take care of.
actually. It will. Because Feria will kill herself on Grimnir now, after the Alice buff.
Oh, actually, yes. This is a better play. Forget what I just said.
That's a good transition. Got both the options for Sabur and the Mountaineer.
I've dropped plan.
And
It's
this
looking
Trickster
good.
managing to not have pushed any face damage by turn 5.
Yeah. Playing into Snow White doesn't feel like appropriate in the early game.
Definitely. It feels bad. It makes Snow White feel very strong.
Yeah.
When she already is, but, you know, when you play into her. When you give her what she wants. Tribunal is not bad here, but it doesn't really set up anything for the future.
Yeah. I guess you could do double Beast Call here. I don't really like putting the amulets on the same turn.
Beast Call into
Nisha
Noise,
to
Eva,
clear.
is not bad.
Yeah.
Although I think
Could
he's
the
probably
Prime
going
be-
to save the either the Noise or the Tribunal have to be saved for
That's
spawn
right,
points.
noise.
Noise.
Yeah, noise. Noise.
I totally forgot about that already. Oh, so
He's
good.
gonna pop a Cudgel Evolve
Interesting.
just to
Cudgel.
get Alice up.
See your weakness.
I like how he screams. He's literally the colon O face.
Yeah, he's Soria.
Yep, easy. Goodbye.
Lines up perfectly for Saboir. But again, no face damage has been dealt by either player. They're content to just let the game go on.
Yeah, the further this game goes without any face damage being done, the more Pancake his win percentage goes up. Because that spawn can technically OTK, but not against Tribunal and Themis Decrees. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
Or noise.
Or
You're right, or noise.
Or noise.
which is actually
Pancake holding
really good.
3 answers for 1 spawn is pretty good.
Yeah, and
He's gonna finally force Trickster to hit him here, which is triple Saboir.
This ache, this thirst, quench them.
We might see an Evo here. Although going into turn 6, probably not the best turn to Evo for damage.
Right. I think you wouldn't mind forcing Themis on those since you are holding the spawn, but I don't know. I don't think it's the best idea either.
Yeah, I think you kind of force the Themis anyway because there's not really a good way to deal with the Sabreurs.
True.
It's just, like, what are you going to do? Just Evo into them? Like, doesn't feel good.
Yeah, throw a bird at them.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, that 4 defense is actually... That's kind of a sweet spot pre-evolve for a follower, right? That 4 defense is a little bit tricky. Plus, the Bane means that in terms of card-to-card trading, the 2 damage is pretty irrelevant. It may as well be infinity damage.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it gets around everything that deals 3 right now. The Levi's, the Tin Soldiers of the world, the Banish effects, like everything.
And Themis does come down, yeah.
Yep.
That's 1 answer to spawn gone.
He's still got 2.
Yeah. Could make that heads up play an Emerald to one of these Beast Call areas, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Probably not going to happen.
No.
Because Esmeralda can do that, actually. She does hit amulets, but,
Yes. A little known fact, Emerald is insane. Just doesn't feel as insane because
Quite
you
an
don't see her
insane
that
card,
much
yes.
right now.
Ooh, got another Tribunal. That's pretty
I'm
good.
sure Pancake is not happy to see another Savoir come down.
Right. This might be time to pop that Dogma on one of the Beast Calls to get them active now. To kind of set up for, like, subsequent turns.
He does.
He's got double Tribunal, so he can actually... Bahamut. He can actually transition pretty nicely into killing that Goblin with the bird, and then just Tribunaling the Savoir, never mind. But...
Wants to save them all. Is like, you know what? Spawn will never, ever attack me. Except for next turn if it evolves into one of my guys.
Well, if it does, he'll die, so...
Right.
Let us conclude.
Looks like the bird...
Yep.
Killing Savoir? Okay.
So he did end up spending the evolve anyways, which we were debating a little bit. Down to 1 evolve, and Trickster has not spent a dime.
Could literally
He's not
just
been to
over
the
the course
evolve
of
shop
2
yet.
turns just go spawn, Evo, Evo, and just win the game. That's how strong Spawn is.
That's right, yeah. Yep. It's currently 8 damage, so...
Just do nothing all game, play a couple Sabreurs to the face, and then draw some spawns.
Never attack them, just completely win
Oh,
off.
Yeah,
the
just
hard
never
day's
attack.
work.
Just free damage.
Right. Putting on my work boots. Alright, time to go home. Thanks, Spawn.
Sounds good to me.
However, if Trickster does that, you can just play Noise, Tribunal, and it's painful.
Noise
It's all
Tribunal.
Daijobu. It's fine.
Daijobu. But he could just swing. Just swing.
He could, yeah, he could block the Noise by
I
attacking.
would.
Yeah,
I
would
wouldn't
just swing.
sit there against Haven. Oh, Lord.
And he did. So Noise will happen.
Give him the noise.
And
This
Noise
is
Tribunal
perfect.
can happen because
the bird kills
can
the Goblin,
sack
killing
themselves.
itself, allowing Tribunal to come down after the Noise. And this is going to be Noise. It's going to be Noise.
This is going to be super noise.
And there it is. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's going out of control. I'm sorry I brought this into this world.
Damn.
It's It's all your fault.
I'm nerfing Spawn again, only does 3 damage. Who cares?
That feeling when the Roland effect was more effective on Havencraft than on Sword.
Yeah, I know, right? Roland is better in a different faction.
No guts, no
Here comes Gruff with no target to really identify the 5 damage effect, but I think for the rush, you're okay.
That is a
with
buff Gruff, though. And even buffer
There's a
Gruffer.
buff ground.
it. Buffer, Gruffer.
unbowed.
And Trickster actually could have gotten the buff on Lyriel as well, but he chose not to.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's saving it for.
That Lyriel definitely was not going to get an Evo anyways, right? So
Right, and then he plays it.
Okay,
Okay,
just
yeah. So
probably
it must have just been a sequencing error. Must not have realized in his hand was a Lyriel.
Oh!
Well, this is easy. This is just tack
This
based.
is actually pretty close to lethal. He's got... Yeah, he's got 9, 10. You can put him at 5.
Oh, yeah.
And then also just play Tribunal.
There's also that world where if things happen to get to that point, he can do the Aegis into Bahamut.
Yeah, that actually might be the play too. I mean, you could just trade board play Aegis and then just not care, but that gives your opponent a couple more turns. I kind of like being aggressive here.
Yep. Because Spawn is never going to evolve again. You can be very careful around it. You can dance around it very easily right now.
Okay, so this is looking like he wants to put Aegis in play then.
This looks like an Aegis play, yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
it is. Which is technically, you know, still just as safe, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Aegis is going to be able to clear the board, then you can clear the board with Bahamut. And I don't think this iteration of the deck has a reach of
Whoa!
10.
Didn't even kill that. It's not gonna matter.
He's
though.
out of Vengeance, so
Yeah.
Yep. Just throwing it in. Said can't lose.
and everything is going to get bombed. Oh, GG.
No, this will just
Yep.
be Garuda.
Exactly.
Garuda in.
Yep.
Well, Garuda was already in his hand anyway.
Yep,
so.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Havencraft will take the win. The dream continues. We killed the curse today, so now Havencraft is winning.
And the batter
That
was,
was pretty
not,
nice.
in fact, better. That was my mistake.
The batter
I'm
is
not a
better.
very good cook, apparently. I don't know the difference between good batter and bad batter.
Pancake just battered Trickster.
That's true. No, we didn't. Opposite way around. Right? No, Pancake did win.
Pancake did win.
Wait.
Yeah. It's
See,
super
look, I'm making